Good morning, afternoon, everyone. Today, I will present the current situation of the war between the United States and Iran. I will explain its origins, the main actors, military operations, consequences, international impact, and possible outcomes. To understand this war, we need to look at both the historical tensions and recent events. The U.S. and Iran have had strained relations since the 1979 Iranian Revolution, with conflicts over Iran's nuclear program, sanctions, and influence in the Middle East. The immediate escalation in 2026 started when the United States and Israel carried out airstrikes on Iranian-backed positions. Iran responded with missile attacks on U.S. bases and allies. This conflict is not just about territory, it is also a struggle for regional power and influence. The main actors in this conflict are the United States and Iran. Israel supports the U.S. with intelligence and coordinated strikes. Iranian-backed militias in Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon are also actively involved. Regional countries like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates are closely monitoring the situation. International organizations, including the United Nations, are trying to mediate and prevent further escalation. Overall, this war involves multiple countries, armed groups, and global organizations. The war includes different types of military operations. There are airstrikes and missile attacks, drone strikes, and even cyber operations targeting military systems and infrastructure. Both sides are trying to hit strategic targets while minimizing their own losses. The conflict has caused serious human and material losses. There are casualties among both civilians and soldiers. Infrastructure has been damaged, and thousands of people have been displaced from affected areas. Cities and military bases have been heavily impacted, creating a serious humanitarian situation. The conflict affects not only the Middle East, but also the world. Oil prices have risen sharply, and international trade has been disrupted. Countries around the globe are concerned about security, economic stability, and possible regional escalation. Efforts to de-escalate the conflict are ongoing. The United Nations and other international actors have called for dialogue, while some countries are attempting to mediate peace talks. However, deep mistrust between the U.S. and Iran makes diplomacy very difficult. The war could escalate further if no agreements are reached. Other countries in the region could become involved, and the situation could destabilize more areas. This makes the conflict a serious global concern. Media and social networks play an important role in this conflict. They spread news, sometimes show propaganda, and influence public opinion around the world. Information plays a strategic role in shaping perceptions of the war. The war has significant economic consequences. Oil and gas prices have surged. Global markets are unstable, and sanctions have affected trade. Both countries face financial pressures that affect their military operations and domestic situations. Finally, the conflict's future is uncertain. Peace is possible, but would require compromise and trust from both sides. Without diplomatic solutions, the risk of further escalation remains high. International cooperation will be essential to prevent a wider war. In conclusion, the U.S.-Iran conflict is the result of long-standing tensions and recent military actions. It involves multiple actors, has serious humanitarian and economic consequences, and continues to challenge regional and global stability. Understanding this conflict helps us see the complexity of international relations today. Thank you for listening.